Hello everybody and welcome to Shenanigans 321. For those of you that might be joining me for the first time, my name is Shannon and I mainly do Temu hauls on this video. However, I'm not going to do anything of the sort for all of my friends, and again, I am not going to throw that term around lightly. Normally tell you to go get yourself something to drink, grab a wine, which I normally do, but surprise, surprise, I'm just drinking water today. Couple reasons. Number one, I've been sick. Hence my garbage pail, in case I got a in the middle of the video, it's right there. So instead of telling you to go grab snacks or something to drink, grab some tissue, or in my case, my hefty, durable washcloth, also known as a snot rag. So I had no plans to really record anything today. And again, I typically will do Temu hauls. I'll throw that in with a recipe or two or a couple family videos. Again, that is also a word that I am not going to throw around lightly. Friend, family, follower, subscribers. Excuse me for a moment. I just realized I had music playing in the background. Alexa, stop. Now I probably threw your whole system off if you were listening to something, so my apologies. But I already started this video twice and started breaking down and was like, I'm going to redo it. So yeah, I did my makeup today. I have been pretty much in my makeshift bed the last 3 days. Whenever I'm sick, I'm talking like with my sepsis or just a common cold, I will set up the living room with either the mattress from one of the spare bedrooms, or I will just throw down some couch cushions on the ground, and it's kind of like camping out in the living room. And that is just typically because my sleep habits when I get upset, I mean, they're all over the place anyway. For those of you that don't know, if you have not seen my last videos on flight attendant. And over the last few months, I've been sharing a little bit more about myself, about my children, about my upbringing, about struggles, you know, just little tidbits, kind of like a meet and greet, speak and stay, and just trying to get to know you on a more personal level. I think that's what I wanted to do initially, was just kind of like making it a little bit more than just product reviews. I kind of touched on the personal side, and what I have since learned, especially in the last 4 months, give or take, is that it's been extremely therapeutic for me. And this is why we are here today. So this particular message or video is going out to somebody who I recently discovered. Her handle name on her YouTube channel is all one word, and it's called Our Little Gingerbread House or Home. I will probably update that in the comments because I want you to make sure you find her. So from what I've seen, I've been watching her videos not even 48 hours. She has a lot of recipes, a very laid back woman. And with that being said, with the meet and seek and speak, I want to know your personal name. You can message me. Again, you can find me on Facebook under Shannon, SHANNON, and my last name is Dilling. Dill Pickle, DILL, and then ING. However, I believe my Facebook is on set private, so you have to message me. I know a few people have reached out to me, and for some reason, they were not able to add me. So just let me know if you are on Facebook that you are subscribed or follow me on this channel, and I'll add you. And it's just easier for me to communicate that way. Again, I'm going to bounce around a little bit, but I'm going to stick to the reason why we're here as much as I can. If you have not seen my last Temu haul for Valentine's Day, you'll see like these little banners and the cute little knickknacks behind me, the seat covers. I'll get to that in another video. But I literally came home and had a bag waiting. Now, I had 8 days off, and my fiance and myself, we were supposed to go to Tahiti to celebrate his birthday. And I was already under the weather. I was on a 4-day trip, and after day 2, I started losing my hearing. You know how your ears get plugged up on the planes. And I just had this like nasally ear sensations that it just threw me off. So I wasn't already feeling well and was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be traveling. Anyway, go home day. Day 4. It was a rough week, all week. Passengers were just irritable, lots of delays. If you probably know, depending on where your location is, if you're in the States, that weather has really hit our industry pretty hard. Going forward, again, I'm bouncing all over the place, I know, but my company, given the incident that just happened on the 18th, had me sign a non-disclosure form. Now, typically, you know, our industry, not that my job is much harder than yours, but we're pretty much on the front line. You know, in regards to, again, I always say that one of my pet peeves is people say, oh, you're just a glorified sky waitress. And I'm like, no, I was trained to do this. Now, again, getting to know you, getting to know me, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. Anyway, after dropping out of high school, got pregnant at 17, the second time I ever had sex, had a kid at 18. Initially was putting him up for adoption, but I fell in love with him. Kept him. Went and got my GED. Went on to college, Syracuse University, go Orange. I became a surgical technician. And that just wasn't fast-paced enough for me. I didn't really work in the industry. I wanted more education. I was hooked on learning. So then I went and became a EMT and then ultimately a paramedic. And my very first call, my dry run, was on Christmas Eve. And of course, glorified positions. You know, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I used to be more so than what I am now. But, you know, the goal was always to help people, you know, and kind of like the movie City of Angels, Meg Ryan and Nicolas Cage. There's a scene in that movie that really, really, especially lately, has hit home with me, is you go into the industry, healthcare, thinking you're going to save lives. And you can be taught what instruments to use. I need the blunt blood scissors. I need the blunt sharps, you know. And you just think of all these lives you're going to save. But they don't really educate you, at least in my day. Again, I'm 51. Enough on the emotional impact, whether you're a certified first responder, a paramedic, a cop, a fireman. They don't really teach you, at least they didn't for me, on how to respond to things emotionally. Now, I can blame it on Aries. March 21st is my date of birth, you know, but I can blame it on just kind of anything really. But my personality, second oldest of 8 children, 3 different marriages on each side, 1 full-blooded brother. Throw that out there, 2 years older than me. I was the first girl born, but there is purpose behind every detail I'm sharing with you. Sorry. With that being said, I've been there. I've experienced death from all different levels, as most of us has. Whether it was like my best friend dying when I was 12 years old, or a car accident that I practiced that gets married in law and pulled over on the side of the road to assist, or my mother-in-law of 20 years having to make the decision with the rest of the family to take her off life support. You know, I am no stranger to death. However, you would think that in time or with age or after being exposed to more and more in different, very different situations with deaths and the way that people pass away, You would get stronger emotionally. I don't know if it's the women, the time of the month, the being a mother or not, but every single death, whether it's suicide, like my brother who took his life, or knowing my biological father that had cancer and was given 6 months to live, and that's pretty much what he lived, and was a do not resuscitate. You kind of think you're prepared for that, but you're really not, you know? Nor was I prepared for the incident that happened on my aircraft. Going back, that's where I lost my train of thought. Forgive me. Our company, when we're hired, we signed a contract. So going forward, I'm not going to release the name of the carrier, the airlines that I work for. I can tell you it is a regional carrier, and we operate 4 different mainline aircrafts: Delta, United, American, and Alaskan Airlines. I can also tell you that we have no more than 76 passengers on our flights. Typically, we will haul passengers from 50 to 76, 1 flight attendant per 50 passengers. Again, these details may or may not be important to you. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about if you weren't here for my last video that I posted a few days ago. Company sends out an email, and basically they're checking on me because a lot of people develop post-traumatic stress disorder after witnessing things like aircraft doors flying off, intoxicated passengers, runaways, people with the movement where the sex slavery, how to handle, like, we're trained in security, we're trained in medical, just so many different things go into our job description. So please, please be nice to your flight attendants and your crew. Anyway, very rare, but I wouldn't say uncommon. You would probably, however, be surprised how many people pass away in the airports and on the planes. On this particular plane, again, the non-disclosure that the company, given the circumstances and it being on some local news channels, stated that I have to refer any news teams that would approach me to refer to our company's media. Fine. Didn't think a big deal about that. But my therapy and the way I handle things, normally, I'm already shaking, is I will suppress things. And it's a problem. It has always been a problem in my internal, external close relationships, whether it's husbands or my siblings or best friend or parents. They know that when I go through things that can be overwhelming, I suppress them. And I will crack jokes. I will self-medicate and drink more than I probably should. But to address it straight up one-on-one, I struggle with it because growing up, I was kind of taught not to cry. And I never want to be a Karen. I don't want to be the negative Nancy or complainer. Again, with this channel, however, you guys are amazing and have really, really helped me. Oh man, here we go. But I had a couple of people ask, and again, mainly this video is for our little gingerbread home. Again, I give you enough information. My saying growing up always has been, I will give people enough rope to hang themselves. In my younger years, I used to throw all of me out there, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but mainly the ugly because I would sabotage relationships and try to push people away because I didn't want them getting too close because I was afraid after suppressing so much trauma in my childhood that one day I was going to start talking about it either to a professional or whoever, and I was just going to lose my shit. No other way to put it. Again, I highly recommend, if you are interested and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, go back and see the other videos. Fast forward again, disclosure, I'm trying to keep that in mind and just be very, very real with you. exposing myself. I have found that I have developed stronger relationships. I hate the word subscribers, fans, like I'm no better than you, you're no better than me. And I just, if anything for my channel, which again started with the hauls between me and my mother, I never thought I was going to have my own Food Network show or anything like that. It was just something I enjoyed. And being a flight attendant, yes, I am surrounded by so many different people every day, different walks of life, but to really have that heart-to-heart, one-on-one conversation, the adulthood conversations, I really don't have a lot of that. My mother's in Virginia. My siblings are all over New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. My children, daughter's in Florida. Youngest is in Vegas. Oldest is in Chicago. I'm in Utah, So outside of Jay, my boyfriend, fiance, I really don't have too many people to talk to. So, thank you. Thank you for giving me the platform to be able to feel like it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to be me. Getting back to the situation, and I'll touch a little bit more on it. I was working a flight from Ontario, California to San Francisco a few days ago. And I was the aft flight attendant in the back of the aircraft, and I saw somebody like this gentleman. And I thought he was sleeping, and he slumped over. And then I see a passenger next to him trying to shake him. So, mind you, we're in our final descent. The wheels are dropping. We're about ready to land. Seatbelts fastened. Tray table stowed, aisle armrest in the resting position, do not get up. Well, obviously, I got up, accessed him, tried to feel for a pulse, and there was a very weak pulse, and just kicked in. At that moment, I was shaking so uncontrollably that I could not unhook. We have these latches. Right? So let's say this is a portable oxygen bottle. Let me grab one of my candles. It's latched in with this bracket like this, and it's tucked underneath the seat in this particular aircraft, and I was shaking so bad I couldn't unlatch it. So I called for my other flight attendant, who is a new hire, and I said, you need to come up here, and she's like, okay, 1 minute. I said, now! Again, the adrenaline rushing. She came up, she kind of froze. Doesn't know what to do. So I said, you got to call the captain, tell him we need paramedics to wait for us. And she froze. So I had her stay with the passenger, and I had already had the oxygen set up. Now, to do CPR, he has to be laying down. I couldn't do it in the seat. So she, really helped me by moving passengers, called for medical personnel. We had 3 volunteers come and assist. And then I had to start commanding. If you guys are ever called on and you're on a flight, we get if you don't want to. But do not be surprised if I'm like, you, come over here. Like, we need you to move this guy's body to the back of the galley so we can start our emergency procedures. We already had the oxygen on and we had to do CPR. At this point, he starts kind of gurgling, vomiting, and I knew we were losing him. Doctor comes back to the plane. Once the artificial, it's called an AED, where the paddles like clear, and you jump them. But everything happened. It's so weird if you've ever been in this experience. It was slow motion and fast at the same time. Like, you just are in that dream state. And I think it is probably, in all of my experience and training, or just, like I said, the Good Samaritan law, or just being there, the wrong place, maybe at the right time, right place at the wrong time, I don't know, but I'm no stranger to death, But for some reason, that shaking, my God, I don't know if it was, I was just so scared. Of course, I'm praying. The wife is sitting there, and she's just kind of in shock, watching it all unfold. And I can't get into, obviously, HEPA patient privacy laws. Can't, name disclose or give too many other details, but yeah, he flatlined. And the reason I'm discussing this now, I'm just going to call you Ginger for Gingerbread House, is you put out a video with your black screen, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it helped me. Because the truth be told, yeah, I'm not okay. But to answer some of your questions and concerns, number one, you didn't think that I would see your video. Bless your heart. Like, I don't know. I think I saw you as a new subscriber and subscribed to your channel. And I just went to look at my Temu hauls because it makes me feel better, you know, figuring what can I shop for next. And I'm laying on my makeshift bed, and I heard you, and it touched me so much that it helped me to cry a little bit more. Of course I've cried, you know, but it really helped me just to know that it's okay to not be okay. With that being said, I don't think I've gotten more than 4 hours of sleep without a nightmare or the situation replaying. And I've been getting up, and it could be just because I'm under the weather, just getting up and vomiting. I think I've lost 4 pounds in the last 2.5 days, which I'm not complaining about, but I can't hold anything in. Just everything's coming back up. It's my nerves. My company is amazing in the sense that they have reached out to me twice already, and just want to say, hey, you know, of course I have my phone on Do Not Disturb and Silent because I got to talk when I'm ready to talk. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. But just to hear a voice message saying, hey, this is so-and-so, and I'm just checking on you. Then I go and I look, and I feel like I failed all over again because I'm getting messages. I had to do an incident report, and in my report, I forgot to mention whether or not I did CPR and whether or not we used the AED after all, because by the time we landed, the paramedics came over. And there's so many things that happened again so fast that I'm not 100% sure on. And I can't guesstimate something like this, especially with records and it being under an investigation. So I had to respond and say, you know, we were starting CPR. They cleared his throat, had the mask out, and then at that time the doctor came in. And at that point I was just assisting. Liability purposes. Yes, we're trained CPR, and we're trained to use AED, and we're trained in security in the hopes that, God forbid, we ever have to use them. And we have to ask for volunteers. If you are in the medical profession, and if you're on a flight, can I just tell you, you don't have to volunteer, you don't have to help us. But I really don't know how it could have played out without the help I got. We even had another mainline flight attendant. Yeah, I mean, you guys are heroes. You know what I mean? You're not trained on how you're going to respond emotionally, how much you're going to shake, if you're going to throw up, if you're going to cry. And I kind of gagged. I'm not going to lie, and I'm ashamed, but when the passengers started trying to think about what I can say, can't say. When we were losing him, and he vomited a little bit and was gurgling, I was like dry heaving. And I don't know if it was my nerves or just, you know, knowing I have to start CPR and trying to sweep out his mouth. But again, this is kind of therapy for me. You don't have to be here. So if you are here, thanks. But I didn't anticipate the waves. Again, I'm probably repeating myself just because my nerves are shot. But I think I'm okay. You know, like, it's day 4. I haven't gone anywhere. Like, Jay and I went to see the Willy Wonka movie. I thought it'd be a good distraction, and it was. And then we went and grabbed something to eat, and that was nice. We're supposed to go to Tahiti. I felt like I let him down. Like, I think my biggest challenge right now is feeling like I didn't do enough. You know, like, we all have an expiration date, right? And in my personal belief, nobody knows that but God. There's nothing we can do to control it. That we're vessels and instruments, just like my angels on the plane that assisted. They didn't have to. And when I called out on my last flight, the other flight attendant, who's mainline, 29 years experience over me, she said, do you have any more flights after this? And I said, yeah, we got to go home back to Salt Lake. I just have one more and I'm done. And then I have 8 days off. And she's like, are you okay to fly? I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And she just looked at me. She didn't have to say another word. I just started bawling. And she says, I can't tell you what to do. She doesn't even work for the same company, but she said something that I'll never forget to the day I die. And she said, listen, if this plays out on your next flight and you don't have anybody to assist you, let's just say your other flight attendant freezes up. Let's just say you have no volunteers. Let's say, it's a 2-hour flight going back and you're alone. Are you going to be able to perform your job duties? And it's not that I doubt my capabilities. I have so much to learn. I'm never going to perfect anything in life, career-wise, no matter how much training I have. Was I confident enough that I could provide the necessary service? Truth is, I couldn't even serve a drink without spilling it. So, although I needed the money, it's only a flight, maybe, but I knew I was not an asset to the company or the people that I was supposed to provide service with, and God provided and all worked out in the end. We didn't take any delays. Everything was fine. My company has been nothing short of amazing in regards to checking in on me. And Ginger, our gingerbread house, had asked me if I had the tools needed to deal with this. Yes, our company has critical care. I guess you could say it's CIRP, where basically they are other flight attendants and crew members who have experienced similar, if not worse, situations that are constantly available. I believe so. Anyway, 24/7, I believe. But we also have other programs where my company will pay for, I believe, 3 sessions if I want to go to receive counseling. And me being stubborn, I thought I was going to be fine. And again, I'm fine, and then I'm not. Like, even though Jay and I were supposed to go to Tahiti and we had all these plans, even though I went out in my sweatpants and sweatshirt, hair pulled back and scrunchy, no makeup, I was okay with that. Brought my little blankie and pillow, and it was a good 2-hour distraction. And then whether he goes to work like he's at now and I'm home alone, it'll just hit. But again, seeing that video and Ginger's response and your beautiful, beautiful, sensitive spirit. And yes, I saw your videos. Your gorgeous hair, bright blue eyes. You are amazing. It is so comforting to know that there are people that have such sensitive spirits, that are so empathetic. Because sometimes I think I'm not a good person because I at least portray that I'm a strong, independent woman, but the worrier is a child, warrior, not warrior like Joan of Arc. So I have my moments. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do going forward. I'm not sure what my company allows. If I don't feel I'm fit for duty when I go back on Friday morning, if I just feel I'm not ready emotionally, I don't know how that is going to impact my career. I've been with my company for like 7 years, almost 8, I think. But I really don't think, from what I know of this company, and again, this is a first for me, that I am going to have any disciplinary action. So gingerbread house. What I will tell you, I hope I answered your questions, and this message is mainly just for you, sweetheart. Please reach out to me. Thank you so much for your kindness. I mean, thinking I wouldn't even see your beautiful video with your black screen. It moved me in a sense that I felt like I needed to be moved. I sweep everything under the rug. I have a fight with my mom, or an argument with a sibling, or an argument with Jay. I sweep it under the rug. And if you've seen my other hauls, you'll even know that I've said, relax, it's not that deep, let's move on. And it'll be something that most people might consider a major event, and I'll say, you know what, just stop. I don't want to talk about it. Jay is a talker. Perfect example. He will talk me to death on something. He'll say, oh, you really hurt my feelings when you said that. And I'll say, you know what, just get over it. I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. My tone was off. I didn't mean it like that. You're taking it too personal. I always tell him, you are far too sensitive. I can't deal with the sensitive people. And I think what I'm learning about myself is it's a front. It's a mask that I've worn my whole life because I didn't want people to see me cry. Anger, you can see that all day you want. You can catch these hands. I'm just kidding. See how I just diverted back to that because I started getting emotional? Yeah, I got to work on that. So it's not that I can't communicate. I just have limitations on how much. It's kind of like, say you're sorry, be accountable, that's it. It's my apology. Talking about it is going to make me more emotional. I don't deal with sadness and definitely don't deal with death that great. But I'm learning. And you're beautiful again, spirit, and just feeling for me. Number one, best thing about that video was asking people to pray for me. There is power in prayer. And the fact that you don't know me, just like you didn't think I'd see that video, that what I went through affected you that much. Now, honestly, girl, you've been through some shit too. And perhaps my incident triggered something within you. What I will admit to you, and this is huge for me, all of this is huge for me, because I talk but I ramble, as you can tell, and bore people to death so they lose interest. So my hopes is in doing so, they don't always hear what's lying underneath. You know what I mean? Don't remove those layers like Shrek. I'm an ugly crier. I am that sobbing, blubbering, snot dripping, ugly crier, but that's okay. Thank you. I know you're emotional for both of us, and I want you to know that I do feel it. Truth be told, outside of my channel, I've told my mother. Obviously, Jay was the first person, and 2 other people. Got a big family, and I haven't told really anybody, but I'm sharing this with all of you. I guess it's easier for me in the aspect that you're not sitting here right in front of me, because I would shut down. Something I'm working on. So thank you for bringing that out for me. And I wanted to, when I reached out to the company, I wanted to send like some gift baskets to the volunteers that assisted on the plane during the emergency. I can send something to the company and they'll forward it to them from me. Passenger patient information, don't know, but I do have some other news. That although this passenger flatlined, I was able to find out that when we landed at our airport and the paramedics came on and deplaned him, that his eyes opened. So I don't know much more than that, but gives me a little hope. So I want to believe the best, but I also know that when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. And I think that I've struggled with death. Like, I have a really, really, really hard time with death. Not the fear so much of it, but regrets. A lot of things I regretted, a lot of decisions in my life, things that have inadvertently or blatantly hurt other people. And forgiveness is huge for me. I forgive very easily. But at the end of the day, I think the worst thing to have is regret. Not returning that phone call or text message. Not saying I love you because you have an argument. You could say, hey, like I tell Jay, you're not my favorite person right now, but I love you, you know? So anyway, this is a whole new video. I really don't anticipate having a lot of people following me this long. And as I stated at the beginning, this is more or less for our gingerbread home house. I want to know your name. And you touched my heart and have really helped me. But with that being said, I'm okay. I'm as okay as I can be right now. My plan is to go back to work on Friday. And it's all right. So, you're helping me. With that being said, I do apologize, and I'm going to wrap this up. But you had said you just went on to see a Temu haul. Didn't anticipate me touching on that. And I really, really tried staying away from that. Like, I want people to know me a little bit. You know, I don't have to be on social media to make friends any more than you do. But it's a blessing in disguise. So I do apologize if maybe I'm sharing too much. I have to learn boundaries, and I suppose I have to know my audience. So if nothing else, this is just a message for you. And for all of my friends and family, you know who you are, that reached out, just know I am taking it one day at a time. I am taking advantage of every tool I have available to me personally and professionally. And tomorrow's a new day. And yes, shopping is therapeutic for me. I guess there's worse things I could do to self-medicate, right? Anyway, for those of you that are still here, again, this video was not typical for just anybody. Hopefully I have not insulted anyone or made you feel uncomfortable. That is never my hope. If anything, I hope you will find what I have found with the creation of this channel, and that is nothing short of friendship, love, and support. Thank God I haven't had too many really mean comments lately. I know we all get them. But I've even seen the love between you guys. You'll comment and say, hey, I love this little Valentine's bird you got. And somebody else will say, that's really cute, huh? Or somebody will make a comment about my job, and the other person will start a conversation with them. So I'm seeing my subscribers are even befriending each other. And you know what? We have too much hatred in this world. I really believe, my friends, that we are definitely living in the revelations. And I'm not going to get on the pulpit and preach. I'm a sinner. I fall short. I've got my bad habits. I make bad choices every day. But I think, if anything, I don't care if you find an item that is worth $500 and you pay 10 cents for it on Temu. I just want you to find love here. And maybe I'm on the wrong platform, but I'm going to stop rambling now. I have to get up early. It'll be my first day setting the alarm and getting out of bed. And I'm just hoping I could sleep well. Melatonin, here I come. Anyway, you guys, thank you. Again, if any other message I'm stating here in the last 38, 40 minutes, I just want to say thank you. You guys are amazing. In our little gingerbread house home, please reach out to me. And if you guys want some really cool videos, like some great recipes, she had one for soup I gotta try. She has a bunch of them on there. I mean, just everyday life. Makes me feel like I'm there. Like I said, I don't have much of a social life. I'm working 4 to 6 days a week, 12, 14-hour shifts. I'm not home that often. When I am, we're traveling, or you're my social life. Anyway, with that, again, this was my very first Temu haul video I did. I was wearing this, and just for fun, for shits and giggles, I bid thee farewell. Well, good night. And again, yeah, I did my hair and makeup today like I was going to go somewhere, and I didn't. I later on watching Temu hauls. One of my favorite products. I've never actually worn it out. Just your hat. Got to put one product in there. Lined with fake hair. Very soft. I don't think you can wear it backwards, but yeah. Anyway, getting this due done tomorrow. Anyway, all right. Final answer. Good night. Love you guys. Hopefully next time I come back, it'll be better, and I'll have some really good products to review with Timo. Bye.